everybody, and welcome back to Tisha Talks Live at 4:45. If you're tuning into this either on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or on YouTube, feel free to drop me a line, say hello, give me a comment in the chat. And if you were tuning into this on the replay, same thing. Definitely send me a chat or a message so I can interact with you. Hey, thanks so much for being here. We have our first comment from Nat Handler, my loyal friend and follower here, saying, hey, Tisha, happy hump day. Hey, Nat, I'm grateful to have you here. Happy new month. November, my favorite month of the year, in fact, because Thanksgiving happens to be my favorite holiday. So today I want to break down something, and you see this going across the bottom here on the ticker, but how do you do Thanksgiving is the topic that I want to dive into. And when I say that, I'm not really talking about how do you do Thanksgiving Day, as in, oh, we make a turkey, we slow cook it like we all do. No, it's not all of that stuff. I'm talking about how do you do Thanksgiving, and I'm going to get into that real quick. But I have a couple of announcements that I want to make. If you are in the Phoenix area, Social Connect Phoenix is back for good. 2022 dates have all been slated. Our first one is coming up January 18th at our new location at the courthouse in downtown Chandler. So be watching for some detailed instructions. Actually, you can go to socialconnectphx.com. Everything is up. Registration is up, ready to go. We are also benefiting the Be Daring Foundation. I always love to give back to a nonprofit at all of these events, and that's a great way for me to do that. And then sprinkled throughout Social Connect is another event that I put on called Connecting Through Community. So I'm always about teaming up with local nonprofits and giving them a hand. So some things that we're already having works is working with Love Society as well as Keep Tempe Beautiful. So you'll be seeing some things coming up for that too. And then if you're following me on LinkedIn, I posted this, and I know, Nat, you saw this, but I posted a little cartoon about networking and how some people think that it's totally acceptable to bring the business card cannon and to, do this with their business cards and make it rain. Well, next week, I'm giving a talk at the Queen Creek Chamber of Commerce over a lunch and learn. If you like Chick-fil-A, then you are in luck because that's who's catering it. And it is all about purposeful networking and how to really boost your business with purposeful networking. And Nat, I know you've sat through that presentation before, so can talk about that a little bit too. All right, so let's get into this. So why am I talking about how to do Thanksgiving? Well, I have a coach, and my coach, Vanessa, has taught us a lot about working with the law. And there is a book out there by Raymond Hollowell. If you've read it, awesome. But it came out in the 1930s, 1939, in fact, and it has been on YouTube as an audiobook as well. So you do not need to buy it. It's a great gift. In fact, I'll throw the link in after this live stream if you want to go take a listen to it. But it's really changed my thinking and my perspective. And there's just so many great stories in these books and in this audiobook. But we were talking about it just earlier this week about working with the law and the law of praise. And I thought it was very interesting. Pardon, Sparky's outside barking. But I thought it was very interesting about how when we think about Thanksgiving and we think about giving praise, we're usually talking about giving thanks to things that have already happened in our life. For instance, when we've received the check or when that thing has happened, then we are thankful for it. And I really like this change of thought of instead of thinking about it as a review of what's already happened in your life and how thankful you are, instead look at it as a preview of what's to come in your life. So instead, be really grateful for the things that are coming in your life and keep manifesting that. I talk a lot about vision and action and manifestation, and this book hits on that quite a bit. And there's so many great examples and case studies of how that's working. So I really love this idea of, generally we always want to give thanks for everything that has happened to our life, but instead look at Thanksgiving as a preview of what's to come and be thankful for what is coming to you. Right? Not things that have already happened to you, but things that are coming to you. So I'm curious to hear if you're tuning in live to this or on the replay. Love for you to chime in and tell me Like, what's something that you are excited about that is coming to you, that you already know this is going to happen for me? I already feel it. I already know that. And it's really about flipping the script and really having that kind of different language of saying, I am grateful that I'm already on that TEDx stage and I'm giving the talk on da 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 da, whatever. Like, I already am envisioning that stuff. And that's what I'm grateful for. That's what I'm grateful for because I'm moving in that direction versus, I'm hopeful, I'm hoping it happens, and so forth. So that's what I want to talk about today of the law of praise and how we give thanks, not so much in what's for Thanksgiving dinner, but how do you give thanks and how do you do that? I'm getting ready to go on a live stream later this week, tomorrow, in fact, with a good friend, Laura, on Instagram. And she was asking me about some of the lessons that I want to share while I'm on this live stream with her. And to me, one of those things that I just want to share with her is that something that's really changed in me, of course, is that of course, I always say that you have to have vision, you have to take action, and so on. But I read the book Think and Grow Rich, and I've mentioned this even on this live stream before, that you already have to think of it as that you're in possession of that thing that you desire, that thing that you expect to happen in your life. That's how you're able to manifest it. So when you keep saying, when you wake up and you have these I am statements and you go about your day and you have these great mantras that are helping you throughout your day, I am confident, I am brave, I'm courageous, I am kicking ass, like any of those things are really going to make a difference in your day versus constantly kind of being in a state of woe and when is my breakthrough coming and when is this going to really happen for me. So I love that thinking of just being very positive. And I shared this even on another live stream, that when we block the flow of that abundance coming to us, that's when we see that it's not working. That's when we feel like we're at our down moment. And what we really want to see is that breakthrough. So yeah, good stuff. All right. Okay. Well, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys today, that we want to be able to set the intention. We want to be able to have that desire and that expectation and really make that thing happen. And when you already think of it, just like Think and Grow Rich even said, when you already think of it as, I already have that thing that I want in my life, I already have that desire and it's already been manifested and is coming true for me, and you can envision it and you can feel it and you can taste it and you can see it. Like, I already know, for instance, the whole, hey, Russ John saying, what's happening? Good to see you here, a friend. Today, Russ, we're talking about how do you give thanks? So I'd love to hear from you and Nat and whoever else is tuning in. I know some people a little shy when they get on live streams, they don't want to interact, but I'm encouraging you to interact. It's always fun to be able to jump into a conversation. But we're talking about giving thanks. And rather than thinking of thanks as a review of what's happened in your life, really looking at it as a preview of what's to come. And I really, really love that. So I'm talking about the book from Raymond Hollowell with Raymond Hollowell has a book out from the 1930s that is Working with the Law. And I've been blessed that my coach, Vanessa, has taken us through just a series of all of these, sections in the audiobook. There's law of attraction, of course. There's law of increase. There's law of supply. And one thing that I heard just even on the last podcast, or the not podcast, audiobook, was a really great story. And I'd love to get your thoughts on this. We're kind of taking another spin, but this really sat with me pretty well, that sometimes we always just want to give. We're like, I'm going to give to that person. I'm going to keep giving to that person, keep giving to that person. One thing that I learned in this audiobook is that when you keep giving to someone and they have no desire for their life, basically, they're perfectly content. They don't really want to better themselves. They don't want to help themselves, that you really are doing a disservice to them. Because basically you're saying, I'm just going to take care of you. You can just depend on me all the time, but they're never going to get out of their own way. And there was a great story about a woman who had a daughter, and she gave her daughter and her son-in-law like a fully furnished house. And she, ended up paying for his business and like helping him with this business. And his business failed every single year. That she and the husband actually went to the mother and said, you know what, we're out, like you're not helping us anymore. She's like, I don't have anything else to give you, I've given you everything. And they're like, well, tough, like you're not in our life anymore. But it really forced them to say, we don't have anything, we've got to start moving, we've got to start taking action, we just can't be dependent on all of these other people. And that his business started to take off. So it's kind of a great story about this whole, do you enable people and are you helping them or actually hurting them? Are you actually part of the problem by continuously giving to them and them just expecting it? So, hey, I want to just look at some of the comments that have come through too. Russ Johns, wake up with gratitude. That's a really great one. I do that every day. I love asking people, how do you wake up in the morning? Like when I wake up in the morning, I really do. I open my eyes and I'm like, thank you, God. It's another day, another beautiful day. I've got the legs to get up out of this bed. I can walk out of here. I can get my day going. I've got my kids. Like I have all of these things that I'm truly, truly grateful for every single morning, every single night. And I definitely practice this attitude of gratitude, which you should be every single day. All right, Nat Handler. Manifesting is about turning your dreams into reality, but it does require you to take proactive steps towards whatever it is that you desire. It's so important, Nat, that you said that, because so many of us, I think I've talked about this even in another live stream, that how many people do you know are over dreaming, or they're overdoing it on their dreams? And you really do. You really need to take that knowledge that you have. It's not knowledge is power, it's knowledge is action. Like take the knowledge you have and apply it and do something with it. Do something with it. Like you guys know, I got my real estate license, or I could just say, hey, I got my real estate license. That's fun. All right, next thing. But I actually applied what I knew and started working that. So same thing, like definitely, if you have a desire to do something, you can't just keep hoping and praying. I've seen that a lot lately, where hoping and praying is not a strategy. It's great to be able to have that hope, it's great to be able to have that faith, but you've then got to take that faith and put it into motion. You've got to put it into action, or nothing will happen, right? Then it's just this pipe dream that you have that is not going to work. All right. Yeah, Russ. Oh, this one, Russ. Okay, yes, being grateful for the smallest things that bring joy. Okay, so as we're in November, and I really feel like this is a great test to do for the whole month, for the whole year, in fact, but I'd say at least for the month of November. I remember I was at my church, and they said, we're going to challenge you. And because it's still November, beginning of the month, then I think that we could all do this. But they said, grab a notebook. And on the first day of November, write one thing you're grateful for. On the second day of November, write two things you're grateful for. Third day, so you get the gist of it. So you're constantly writing something about what you're grateful for. But the key was that you could not repeat things. So if you can't say, no, first day family, the second day family and my car, this third day family, my car, and like you had to come up with other things that you were grateful for. And you start to realize just the little things, just like you said, Russ, it's about the little things. It's about, wow, I have water for my coffee. Wow, I have a coffee maker. Wow, I actually have coffee to put in that coffee maker. And oh, thank God, people have invented coffee filters for my coffee maker. Like, just the little things really do matter when we're not taking things for granted, right? So I love it. All right. Yes, Russ. Love this topic. I think I'll have to talk about it on the Pirate broadcast for 3 minutes. I really think it's a great topic too, Russ. Definitely. And I know you have to run, so thanks so much for tuning into this Tisha Talks Live. And you're right. Like, I feel like it's a great topic to be able to discuss and just kind of chime in. And it's definitely a trending topic about thanks and how do you give thanks. All right, I'm just going to put this up here, Russ. I know you're gone, but it says, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Don't complain. Smart woman, Maya Angelou. I swear, I love every single one of her quotes. I do love this. And you're right. Like, I could sit here and I could just complain about the way I'm feeling, or that for instance, when I'm at the gym, I really feel like I should be losing weight quicker or whatever. But then I kind of look at my eating habits. I'm like, that's why. So I have to change something. I've got to change something up. I've got to change my attitude. I have to change my my focus. I have to change the way I'm doing things, and that's how you know things will start working. All right, guys, 5 o'clock. Well, one thing that I'm super grateful for is coming up next week. I've been asked by Junior Achievement out in Walnut Creek, California, to be part of their their summit for young entrepreneurs for high school students. So I'm super grateful for that. Inspiring the next generation has always been one of my things that I truly love to do. And so, yeah, if you know someone, a young aspiring entrepreneur, high school student, even junior high, then I'll go ahead and drop the link in for that too. But just want to say thanks again. I know that this is kind of a crazy time. 4:45 is yeah, it's 4:45, and for some of you on the East Coast, it's even later. But I just want to say thanks so much for tuning into this. If you're watching it live or on the replay, and if you have some thoughts on this of how we give thanks, then definitely let me know. I really loved this thinking of making sure that we're being grateful for the things that are coming instead of the things that we already have. It's great to be able to say, I have all these things, I'm grateful for those things. But just like in the book said, we're so attuned to saying, I'm grateful for things once I actually have it in my hand, like the check has cleared. But be grateful for things that are coming, that you're manifesting that and putting that out there, and constantly it's top of mind with you, and you're going to be working toward that thing. So all right, everybody, 5 o'clock. Have a great night, and I hope to see you next week. I've got actually Bruce Carnahan is going to be jumping in with me in Tisha Talks Live next Wednesday, and we're going to be talking about his recent transition. So Bruce just left his corporate job and is now doing his own thing. So exciting times for him lie ahead, and having a conversation with him about the next big adventure. So if you are looking to start a business or jump ship and do your own thing, then this would be a great conversation for you to tune into. All right, see you guys. Have a great week and a great month ahead. All right, bye.